Welcome to Find Your Fuze, the podcast and community for women who know they're meant for more.
We're your hosts, Brooke and Kelly, two founders, two entrepreneurs, and two best friends who are figuring it out just like you. Because if you have found that success is anything but a straight line, then you're in the right place.
Join us each week as we go through all things business and all things real life.
We're going to bring you along for the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
Grab your drink, get comfy, and get ready for a chat with your new best friends.
Let's like this shit.
Hello and welcome to the Find Your Fuze podcast.
It's our first episode and we are so excited for everyone who listens.
Yes, so thank you for those of you that are listening either right away or maybe you find us here down the road. Hi, we're so happy that you're here. And we want to kick this off on what is Find Your Fuze, what that really means to us and why we started this community so that you can also find your Fuze.
And before we dive into that definition, I just want to introduce us. I'm Brooke Carroll Smith. I am the co-founder of Find Your Fuze and Kelly and I's first business, Fuze the Agency. I am a multi-passionate creative who is obsessed with personal development, mindset work, entrepreneurship, and honestly, lots of random things.
Like sparkling beverages.
Cheers.
Cheers.
If you don't have a drink for this episode, grab one now.
And I'm Kelly Lanes. I am a speaker, author, also co-founder with Brooke, and honestly, a marketing crazy person is what I'm really going to explain myself as.
I love that.
I knew I wanted to be in marketing as a little girl, so it went from loving dolls, basically, to loving marketing.
Okay, cool. I love
And then from there, everything grew, and that is why we now have Find Your Fuze, because we really wanted to build a community and love on people differently than how we have been in the past with our businesses.
Yes. So back to the point of this episode, Find Your Fuze. There are so many directions that I know we're going to go in when it comes to the story of how we started this brand, where we want this brand to go, all of it. But what would you say Find Your Fuze means?
Find Your Fuze is a safe space for us and for other like-minded, ambitious women to come and feel like seen, heard, and really know that we are there for them through every high and every low. In my heart of hearts, I know that it's 2025 and I know that
it's tumultuous out there.
It is quite the crazy world and everyone deserves to feel love, especially women in today's society. And we are in the US, so we really just want to make sure that if you're in the US too, that we see you and we love you and that we can hold space, whatever that looks like.
We want to create a space for women to, exactly what Kelly said, feel seen, heard, valued, loved, understood, but also like a space to collaborate, create community, and lift each other up, because women in business, we're fucking amazing.
We are.
And we can curse here, guys. So
we curse here. Hi,
welcome. We're freaking amazing. And I want to see more women in business. I think what is the stat, like the official stat of the amount of female CEOs in the US, and then also like female CEOs that surpass $1 million in revenue?
Low.
It's really low, and we want to change that. And what we don't want y'all to think that this is like a business podcast. We're not here to talk about funnels. We're not here to talk about any of that. Find Your Fuze is really about finding yourself, like whatever your fuse is, whatever your passion is, and figuring out how to get where you want to go in life with that. Like, I know for me, a big mantra and mission of myself in my life and what I want to share with people is don't settle, because I believe life is too short to live one that you're not obsessed with. And like, work is such a big part of that, because if you're at work 40 hours a week
or more,
true, and which many of us are more, that is a lot of your life. So why be miserable during it? So find something that you love, and it doesn't have to become your entire identity, but find your passion, follow it, let that be the thing that you do for all those hours in the week. So don't settle, friends. That's a big piece of what Find Your Fuze means to me.
Yeah. And even as a self-proclaimed crazy marketing person, I love that. I am good at that. You love design. You're very good at design.
Yeah.
But we also had many chats about how we are more than marketing and design.
Yeah.
And we want to love on people differently than just through marketing and design. And so that's really...
And let's talk about that. Why don't we bring them back into what really sparked Find Your Fuze to birth.
I love this. For those of you that are new to the Brooke and Kelly show, hi. We met online.
Clubhouse.
On Clubhouse in 2021.
2020, 2021.
Yeah,
somewhere around
there. and we didn't really know each other.
No.
I heard her voice literally like a podcast for the first time.
Oh my God, this is a first little moment.
Yeah.
Cute.
Oh,
that's cute.
That's really cute.
Really cute. Okay.
Also, we are quite emotional. So
yeah,
in all cases, we will probably cry randomly. So cry with us. But that's how we met. And then when we met in person for the first time was almost a year later.
Yeah.
I think 2022.
2022.
I flew from where I was living at the time, Wisconsin, to New York, where Brooke was living at the time.
Yep.
And both of our moms were so worried.
We both have moms named Kim.
Yes, we both have, shout out Kim.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah, and we love them, but both of them were like, "Are you sure you're not going to get murdered? Are you sure you're not going to get murdered?"
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah. I mean, because it's also true. We grew up in a time where it was like, don't get in the car with strangers, Uber. Don't meet people from online. Hi.
Everybody. Yeah.
It's just, we live in such a different world now, for better or for worse, honestly. And no, like I remember that. Like the first time we met, we had come together and we wanted to create a journal that never saw the light of day, but like more on that later. But both of us were just new in our business. We were green. I had my own design studio. Kelly had her own marketing firm. And we were just trying to figure out how to make this entrepreneur life happen because we both had less than ideal experiences in the corporate world, which quitting corporate could be an entire conversation, honestly, because there's so much to be said on that. But we were both just figuring it out and very green in business. And we both had the ambitions of wanting to grow our separate businesses into bigger entities.
Right.
And fast forward to 2024, finally had this moment, because like we stayed friends, obviously, this entire time. And fast forward to 2024, had this moment of, okay, well, I want an agency with a team and to grow. And you want an agency with a team and to grow. Why don't we just fuse? Say it with me. Fuse. Pun intended. So that is how Fuse the agency came to be. But this is the longest story ever getting them to how Find Your Fuse came to be, because we love our agency.
We do. We love our clients. We love what we do. We love the work. We're good at it.
But I think a big conversation a lot of entrepreneurs don't want to say out loud is when they're unhappy in their business.
Right. Right.
And that is what started Find Your Fuse.
Yep. We both were burnt out. We both had many nights of crying, of really wanting better and knowing that we fused for a purpose. And for me, it's such a magical thing that we both had that epiphany together. It wasn't,
thank God.
Yeah, it wasn't like Brooke had called me and said, "Hey, I'm burnt out. I want to do something else." It was more like we looked at each other and went, "We're burnt out.
We have to do something
Where
else.
do we find joy? How can we love on people differently?"
Correct. And what I want to say here too is, I know truly it was so, we had a hard time verbalizing this to each other at first, because or at least I know I did.
It's a scary thing
to be like, hey, I know we just started this agency together, but I'm already burnt out, exhausted, and unhappy. And I don't want that to sound like, again, we love our clients. We love what I still have so much love for what we do.
So much.
I'm not ready for it to be done, but I'm ready for it being the only thing we do, that I'm ready for it to be done. But it took me a hot minute to like be able to even say that out loud to my husband, much less you, because I was like, oh my God, we just started this agency. How are we already here? It took days, guys. Months. Not much time.
Honestly.
But don't forget, you had been in business for years before. I had been in business for years before. So this was really just the culmination of, we thought fusing our businesses was going to solve everything and give us our passion back. And it didn't.
I mean,
it did a little bit.
It did. Revenue grew. We got new clients. There was exciting things. It rekindled
a little bit.
Yeah. So,
but it didn't fix anything.
Correct. There was still a fire.
Correct. And there is still a fire.
Yeah. We just got so tired of having to continue stoking that fire. I think, even though we were good at stoking the fire, I think the moment we realized, hey, we served clients last year a couple of times in person. That was dope. We go to conferences and in-person events when we can, and love it. And that's like a big conversation that we would have. We both speak on stages, and love it, and talk about things that aren't marketing and design.
And the amount of times that we were like, one day we're gonna have them. One day we're gonna do. We one dayed the ever living fuck out of ourselves.
Sure did.
And I think many people do that, and I'm not ashamed to say it out loud because we all do it. We've all done it.
Yep. Or even the "I'll be happy" wins.
Oh my God, that's a whole podcast episode.
Yeah.
But we did that so badly, and we finally hit a wall in November of 2024. We finally hit a wall of absolutely screw this.
That moment in 2024, we had a crying moment together.
Sobbing. It wasn't cute, guys.
I don't know. There was not a blazer in sight. We were in sweatpants and not okay. Yeah. Separately and together. Mm-hmm. And we still had a thriving business. People didn't know. People didn't know we were struggling.
Of course we weren't going to say this out loud.
No, and we still, to this day, love what we do. Absolutely. But we had a moment of, the world is a scary place. How can we be that light for other people?
And also, how can we not be locked to our computers forever? Because in marketing and design, I love all of that, but you are attached to your laptop. It'd be cute if I said 8 hours a day, but let's be honest. The way we were going in business, we were attached to our laptop 12 hours a day on a good day. So we had this moment of, I can't do this a year from now, even 2 years from now, 3 years from now, God forbid 5 years from now. This cannot be my reality. I want to be on stages. Kelly wants to be on stages. What is going to change?
Right. Because we did not have time to do all of that, plus hire full teams, plus do all these things. Shout out to our amazing team.
Yeah. And then learning how to onboard a team and train a team. It's a lot.
Yeah. And the SOPs that I had in my business were different than the SOPs that she had in her business originally. So when we melded our minds and literally fused our businesses, we had to learn how my brain and her brain are different.
And they're very different.
Very different.
And I love it.
In every way, really. Yeah. Like for better, for worse, on both very ends of the spectrum, they're different. And for me, I think of it in the most positive way, because there are days where I'm like, she doesn't get it. And then I go, we are not the same.
We are not the same.
We are not the same. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But to serve our clients,
it actually works out better.
So much better, because I'm able to serve in the way that I love to. She's able to serve in the way that she loves to. And then we fuse them together. And the way that we do that is so one of a kind.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And we can also recognize if someone we're working with has like a brain closer to mine or brain closer to yours, and adjust accordingly. But we had this moment in 2024 in November when just life got crazy and we went, this can't be forever. What are we going to do? We keep talking about wanting to create a safe space for women. We keep talking about wanting to create a community and host events and bring women together and network and uplift and do all these things. But that's it. That's all we keep doing. We keep talking about it. We keep talking about how we want to be speakers. When's the last time I had applied for a speaking opportunity? Right. Crickets. You?
I mean, probably 6 months though. Yeah. And that still was like
no, but to say we wanted to be speakers and months and months and months and months of not applying to anything, that's really not putting action behind your words. So we just had this moment of, we keep saying all this stuff, but we're not doing anything. And I literally within a day, during this cry sob realization meeting, we had created a logo for this brand because it just came to us, because we were like, we got to find our spark again. And then insert Fuze.
Yeah. So we found our Fuze.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, things just started rolling. So we were like, okay, cool. It's a podcast. Amazing. It's a community. This is going to be awesome.
We booked my little sister to fly to Dallas because she's good behind a camera, incredible behind a camera. So we were like, Beth's going to take the photos for this podcast photo shoot. We're going to launch the podcast on X date. Going to be all these things.
Easy.
Yeah.
And it just started rolling and it was really easy. And we said, you know what? We wanted to start hosting events in 2025. Great. What does that look like?
And I was like, I would love woo. For anyone who doesn't know, that should have been part of my bio. I'm super woo. I'm not like making moon water woo, though there's nothing against that. But I am like loves crystals, meditations, and all things mindfulness woo. So I very much was like, I would love a vision boarding workshop because I believe in the power of that. But that would have to be in January. And this was November. Thanksgiving week.
I was going to say, 20 something.
Yeah. Thanksgiving week, essentially, that I am saying this. And in my head, I'm like, it's going to have to be a January. So I guess that's 2026.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just wait.
and then we go back to we keep saying these things.
I turned her and I was like, nope. Why don't we just do it? Let's just do it. We have 6 weeks. Let's go.
And then I wish I would have said in that moment, bet. But I was like, you're insane.
Literally.
But also sane.
Yeah, but it was like, that's crazy, but can we?
To lay it all out there, I was like, cool, how are we paying for this?
Yeah, where's it coming from?
Because our agency is doing great, but not necessarily spend 20 grand on an event. Great.
Right. And I went,
we'll figure it out.
Don't know. But if God has this on our heart, we're going to figure this out. And so that's your bottom dollar. We figured it out.
We threw an event together in 6 weeks.
We wrote a book in 6 weeks. We sold out an event in 6 weeks. We got sponsors in less than 6 weeks. We had people fly from all over the country for this event in 6 weeks.
Insanity. And all of this to say, find your fuse means to find what you're passionate about again. And find that joy. Like, you could insert any word behind find your joy, find your passion, find your fuse, find whatever. But there's something to be said about the moment you and I like finally admitted we're unhappy. We're not ready to let go what we've built because we still love it, but it can't be everything. How are we going to pivot into this new space? We can't keep waiting for someone else's stage. The moment we just surrendered,
trust,
and listened and took messy action with the idea that popped in our head of find your fuse. And oh my gosh, I was literally at my standing desk walking on my walking pad, working on Zoom with Kelly. And we were listening to, I think, what song was it? Little Girl Gone.
Little Girl Gone.
Chinchilla. Great song. Little Girl Gone. Just Google that.
Yep.
And it was just firing us up because if you've heard this song, it's like
straight fire.
It's a moment.
Yeah, you're like you're jamming.
Yeah, everything. We were listening to the song and we were like, find your fuse. It could be this. It could be this. And the ideas were flowing.
Yeah.
And
nonstop.
We had not felt that in business in forever. So the second you like lean in, you surrender, you release what's no longer serving you, whatever that looks like. And that doesn't mean let go of, but just let go of the grip a little bit.
Right.
And lean into that passion, to that fuse. Your spark comes back.
Magic happens.
And you do it.
And then we started crying happy tears of, holy crap, we have made it to this point where this can sustain itself, i.e. our business, but also we get to love on people in this way.
Yeah.
And that is why we're here in a podcast, because we're able to continue loving on people in between our event space.
Yeah. Because as fun as events is, we can't host one every weekend.
No.
That was a lot.
Would be fun though, but like we can't.
No, that wouldn't be fun actually. That would be lovely, but also I need sleep.
Yeah. Sleep's good. Yeah. Fine.
No, I'm just kidding. It would be so much fun, but
that is an unsustainable model. A podcast is something that we can come together physically. I live in Seattle now.
I currently live in Dallas, but manifesting that move back to New York City, which is where I was before.
Right.
We don't need to go into why.
Right.
I just love it.
And we've decided that we are going to come together once a month, and we have business meetings anyway and VIP days with clients and in-person things we have to do. Why not also record podcasts? Because why relax, honestly?
Why make a shorter to-do list? Who's she?
What is that?
What is that? Do not follow our productivity habits.
We
don't follow our workload habits.
Yeah, we are crazy productive. The problem is that we get more productive and we add to the list.
Correct. But that happens when you're really excited about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that is something that I hadn't felt in a long time.
Yeah.
Even loving what we were doing.
Yeah.
So like, it's fine.
It's fine. That's our entrepreneur mindset is constantly going. What else is happening? What is new? How can we love on people differently? We love. And Find Your Fuse is that brainchild to really love on people where they are at whatever time it is. And the fact that we had people give feedback on our first event that we ever hosted together saying, when is the next one? What do you mean you're not doing a countrywide tour of this event?
Great idea, by the way.
Yeah. And there's just
drop your city in the comments if you would want us to come and do
right.
I know we didn't tell you what this event was, but events, women in business.
Totally. Cherries, mimosas, why not? But the important part is Brooke and I could get on stage and look at each other and just both almost start crying middle of talking because it was such a magical aha moment that we are meant to be here to do this and really build this community so others have these aha moments and find their fuse just like we did. And that's special.
It's incredible. It is incredible. And it has lit a new passion for even our other business, I feel like. Because like we're finding so much, we're filling our cup in business again in other ways to where it's fun to be able to sit behind the computer now and design again. Yeah. And it was never not fun, but it
became monotonous.
It became monotonous.
That's what you're doing. That's what you do.
Made it fun again because life has become more interesting. There's more to do, more to see, and we're just getting to more of our dreams. Yeah. And it's incredible. Yeah. I'm really proud of this journey. This is a fast journey. We met online in 2021. It is now 2025. We own 2 businesses. We have a podcast. We have a book. We have an events brand. And we have an entire marketing and digital agency. Like, how freaking cool is that? You were a stranger 4 years ago.
Wild. Yeah, definitely not a stranger now.
No, we're basically married. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I'm very single, very divorced, very single.
She's available. ladies with cute brothers.
Right. And Brooke is very married.
Yes.
So
not available.
yes, very
Love
married.
my hubs. Yeah.
So if you think that there's maybe not enough time, or you are already doing something that you love and you feel selfish about saying that you want to switch up, or you're worried financially, or you're worried about taking that next step because you're not sure if you're going to make it, my vote always is to pray, trust, take that messy action, because if it's on your heart, it's only on your heart.
It's there for a reason.
Yeah. And the fact that we had the same moment and the same twinkle in our hearts at the same time, we just went, let's go.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. To anyone listening, like, the whole point of us launching this podcast is everything we just said, but this is for the women who know they were meant for more and know you have these big dreams and these desires on your heart, and you just might feel a little bit alone or stuck. This podcast is for you.
This is it.
This is not meant to be this formal business podcast where we're teaching you funnels and how to scale your business. That's a cool conversation.
Yep.
We'll do a strategy day with you.
Yeah. Call us.
We'll talk. But this is a space for you to come and just grab a drink and figure out life, figure out business, because it's hard and we're all figuring this out for the first time. And we just want this to be a space where you hear it all. We are not scared to have the hard conversations. We just admitted that we started to fall out of love with our last business and refound that love through this. So this is just going to be a space that is all about raw, unfiltered conversations of what it's like to be a woman in business,
multi-passionate,
single in business, married in business, because like that you can talk about. That's
totally.
A big thing too, like navigating
totally.
business and relationships. Like
totally.
We're here to talk about it all: personal development, the messy middle, everything.
Yeah, and I think there is such a beauty in even the moments where we're sobbing and we're upset and life is hard and what we're going through as humans right now in the world, in this country, is hard. I want to know that people at least can listen to our podcast and feel like a piece of them is heard.
Yep.
Then we do our job.
Period.
Then we're done. Yeah. Then I feel proud about what we do. If we're able to love on someone, even if it's one, even if it's a friend of ours and they're listening to our podcast and they're just listening because they're a friend of ours, but we're able to touch them in a certain way.
To be incredibly concise, what everyone can expect from us in this podcast intangibly is for this to just feel like a space that you can come and grab a drink and just talk the real shit with your besties who are also in business.
Yes.
We want to talk with you about how to balance business and your relationships and your friendships and business and personal life and the mind fuck that it can be, and
literally,
how entrepreneurship is the wildest therapy session you'll ever experience.
Crazy journey. Yeah. And everything in between.
Yeah. We'll talk about how you can fall out of love with your business and re-fall in love with it again. Just everything. So this is your space to come, feel safe, feel seen, feel heard, say whatever you want, and just talk about it, because how you're feeling in life, whether it's related to business or not, it's all affected by each other because it's all connected.
Yeah. So, and it's fucking important.
Yeah.
So if you ever hear from anyone, no matter whatever you're feeling, that you are not important or that what you care about doesn't matter, no.
Never speak to them again.
Yeah. I will be your big sister in that of you matter, your thoughts matter, your needs matter. And really, when you feel seen, heard, and that really is a cherry on the martini. We're messy.
And business can be messy.
Business is really messy.
Yeah.
And there's so much fear around everything, especially in today's day. And we want to at least be some sort of glimmer of hope and of light and of love for you as you are on your journey, the same as we are.
Yeah. And on the topic of being a glimmer of light, we are here to talk all things happy, sad, mad, glad, and everything in between. We'll talk about the deep shit and the dark shit, but we're always going to find a solution. Amen. We don't want this to be a space of just bitching. We want this to be a space of bitching. Let it out. Don't bottle that up. But let's talk about what's hard, but let's talk about how we can make it better, make ourselves better, improve, because we are all about improvement here and we're all ambitious here. Like every human, Kelly and I, and then every human that we know we're calling in to listen to this episode and this podcast in general is ambitious as hell. You have a dream. And there's nothing that's going to stand in your way before you achieve whatever it is. And we want to help you get there. And finding solutions to whatever is ailing you is going to be how we do that.
Absolutely. So thank you for listening. Our hearts go out to you, and we're so blessed that you're here with us. This is a journey, just like life, and it's messy, and we're really happy that you are here.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We have new episodes coming out every Thursday, so we will catch you in one of the next ones.
And please take some time, follow us on @FindYourFuze or email us at info@findyourfuse.com for all inquiries and all exciting things that you want to chat with us about. We love building this community and we love you. Take some time and leave a review. Anything above 5 stars, we'd love it. But really, we appreciate you and we appreciate your feedback in any form, because the more feedback we can get, the better we'll get.
Okay, love you.
Bye.